Hello everyone. Today we will look at a specific condition like we have discussed in part 1, how to recognize and handle depression. Depression as a psychological condition. So we all use the word depression in a very common sense, but today we will look at it a little more closely as to what a depression is really considered, that need attention, that need treatment, and how one has to handle this depression both from a family member, from the client perspective, as well as from the family members perspective, a little bit on when you have to approach a professional support. So we'll divide basically the topic into 3 areas. One as what are the different symptoms and signs, and how the changes in the behavior of the client happens when one is depressed or one is going through depression. Secondly, we will look at what are the causes, what is the reason, what could be the reasons for this depression, and we'll spend a little more time on how to handle the depression both from a professional as well as from a family member perspective. So first look at it, what a depression is. When do we call someone is depressed? Generally, most of us go through a low mood once in a while, which is considered as normal. But when this low mood continues for over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, that's when we will look at it as a depressive condition. Continuously, on daily basis, if the person is depressed, when we are having a little bit of upset or low mood, after some time, after a few hours, we will come back to the normal. But a person who is moving towards depression, we generally consider as for a period of 2 to 3 weeks that the person is continuously in a low mood. Not only low mood, based on the severity or based on the intensity, we will look at from 3 different levels. So we will call the depression is just settling in or a mild category when the person is not showing interest in the day-to-day activities, and then being a little little withdrawn from interacting with the social situations, where they usually complain that they are feeling tired very often. This is considered as at a milder level. As they move on, a little bit moderate level, where they have this problem in handling their work. Whatever, if the person is an employee or homemaker, the work, the daily schedule is disturbed, and then they don't really enjoy what they were enjoying before, and then they try to kind of either sleep more or sleep less, eat more or eat less, where they usually brood over and don't want to talk to anyone. These kind of things at a moderate level, mainly the inability to function most of the routine activities that they were enjoying before. At a little more intense, where really a treatment is required, a professional help is required, is when they are completely shut down, and they are thinking of guilty, and feel a lot of hopeless, nothing can change us, completely worthless, and continuous thoughts of harming themselves is something that we look at a little more at an intense level. So generally the depression is something completely treatable and then even without treatment, within 3 to 6 months it can be completely taken care. But in some persons where we will look at little later about the reasons, due to some reasons the depression might continue, and it might become a long-term kind of a situation. But in most of the people, the depression will move on its without any much treatment or attention towards. So that's a little bit about and what happens to the behavior of the person. So if the person is a very extrovert or talkative person, the person might become withdrawn. If the person is already an introvert kind of a person, the person might further try to move away, and then they might neglect their personal hygiene, and they might completely be a little bit easily irritable, and then easily getting angry, and then they might neglect their food or disturbed sleep patterns, and often they complain of feeling very tired and not able to get the sleep, and they try to shut off themselves from most of those day-to-day routine that they were active in doing before. So family members are the first persons who can recognize the changes in the behavior, because they can easily make the difference between how the person is normally and then what changes are coming in. So depression is like a cycle, like, because they are feeling depressed, they don't want to do any activity, and then since they are not doing any activity, they feel much more depressed. So it's like that. So the basic changes that happen in depression are, we can look at it from three perspectives or three angles. One is from the perspective of the self. The person looks at himself or herself as being unworthy, useless, and then I am fit for nothing. These kind of thoughts related to the self comes in. About the second part is about the environment, the people around, the family members or whomever the person is interacting with. So they look at everything from a depressive angle, even if they are telling out of concern, to have a meal or take care of their hygiene. They end up drawing negative conclusions from even neutral kind of conversations. And the worst hit is about the future. They completely feel hopeless and they can't think. Generally we all want to plan, how we want to move about in our life, but the future is completely dark and the person cannot really plan about or think about what next. So these are the three things about oneself, about the environment, and about the future. The changes happen in a person who's going through depression. So looking at the second aspect, a little bit on the reasons and also on different kinds of situations, what might be a triggering cause for depression. So we generally categorize them into something biological reasons and environmental reasons. When we say biological reasons, generally there can be changes in the brain neurotransmitters. There can be difficulty in kind of the regular neurotransmitter functioning happening in the brain, central nervous system. That is one way of looking at from a biological. And a strong family history. If there is a family history of depression in their immediate relatives or mostly in the primary parents or siblings or blood relatives, the possibility of the vulnerability is more towards getting into depression. More focus we can look at on the environmental causes. So if you look at whatever the age group may be, at every stage, like we have discussed in the stress model in part 1, where the stress is invariable not only for an adult who is fully functional, but even a child or anyone for that matter. So based on the life event that the person is feeling stressful, anything can act as a environmental cause. To look at some of them, if a child is losing parent at a very early age, the depression can set in very early. Families with alcohol as a problem, the depression sets in very fast, and losing someone dear or anything unexpected or can get into a depressive, and parental discord or any problems related to family functioning, like a high noise level in the family or constant fighting between the family members. There's no peace in the family, and then no family together. These kind of situations can also act as possible environmental reasons. Social reasons where the support systems are not adequate, like when they have any issue coming in the support systems, both in terms of financial support or support in terms of someone willing to help them. So lack of support systems also can be the reasons for depression. So these are basically categorized into biological and environmental depression. So let's now look at mostly at how we can handle this depression. So generally when someone is depressed, so immediately in a day or two, like I said, we can't conclude and say that the person is depressed and all that. So over a period of 1 week to 10 days to 2 weeks, where the person is slowly slipping into a kind of lonely kind of life, that's when the warning sign starts coming in. So as a family member, it affects the family member, because someone who is closely taking care of the person, especially if it is a child and the immediate parent who is the caretaker, there's some amount of burden that adds to the family member here. So few tips that we can look at how as a family member you can look at helping your client towards handling the situation. So try to spend a little more time, observe more closely the person, and see if anything the person can be involved into the functioning. If the person is reluctant, try to encourage in positive words to involve them in the daily routine, and a little bit of trying to put them back into some activity. It is an effort for them to get into an activity that they were doing effortlessly, but some amount of encouragement towards trying to make them into activity in spite of their reluctance to do, in a very gentle way, will help them. And be available to them when they want to express something. And then if there are any obvious environmental reasons, So is there any way that we can work through those environmental reasons? And the best way is to talk to the person directly. What is making them feel depressed? If the person is a teenager, an adult, or an adult, anyone will be able to give some hint about what they are depressed about. Sometimes as a family member you can easily make out maybe this is making the person depressed, stressed out about studies or a job or a relationship. So based on your comfort and sharing level, if there's a reason where we can work through it, work, function, or sail through that, and talk to the person actively. And if you find the person is shut down and unwilling to talk, don't force them too much, be a little gentle, and especially blaming the person that because of your own thing the situation has come, can actually aggravate the situation irrespective of it is true or not. So the blaming part has to be completely withdrawn, and then see how to handle the situation in a more positive way, in a more constructive way. Because the person who is depressed, a lot of changes happen in the way that they are thinking. So like I said in the beginning, like after some point of time the depression can starts moving on towards a normality. But when they are depressed, they actually indulge in a lot of negative thinking, like I said, from a perspective of the self or environment or about the future. I can't do this, I can't fit here, a lot of negative thinking, I can't this, that kind of thinking, which settles like a habit even though the person might come out of the depression. So this habit need to be taken care, that the person do not get into the habit of thinking negatively in spite of the improvement in the environmental factors or improvement in terms of coming out of depression. The habit might persist. So that is something that one has to kind of look at more closely. This is what happens when they approach professionally. So like I said, it is completely a treatable condition, but when you really feel that something is becoming unmanageable as a family member, it's always important that you look for a professional help. This is in brief I wanted to talk about today, and I hope this video will be useful for you all. Thank you.